stiff, constipated, and in pain. If we don't use it, we lose it. If we train it, we gain it. There's going to be 4 parts to this video. The first part is the resting squat and why we should be doing it. The second part of the video is I'm going to cover the 6 benefits of doing resting squats and the scientific basis behind it. The third part of the video is if you cannot do a resting squat, I'm going to show you how to modify it so that you can still get some of those benefits. And the fourth part, I'm going to tell you how often you should do it and how long you should do it to get the maximum improvement that you deserve. The problem is when we're sitting in chairs, we are flexing our back, resting our back, compressing our back, getting no range of motion of the knees, the ankles, the hip. That is a major problem. And one of the reasons why we need to squat down every day and do this is because it will improve the health of all the structures of your ankles, your knees, your hips, and your lower back, as well as some other benefits which we're going to talk about in just a moment. The first benefit is digestion. Resting in a squat like this relaxes our colon and allows for proper alignment of the colon, and it also will help compress our organs, which is a good thing because it's actually exercise to our internal organs. Also, it relaxes our abdominal muscles, which makes it easier for our body to be in a position to digest food. The second benefit is for lower back pain, in particular, back pain that I see in my practice all the time, which is stenosis. This flexed posture allows the body to open up the holes where the nerves go through, allowing less pain. Many people spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars trying to decompress their spine, and this is a way to decompress the spine for free. Depending on how you do the resting squat, this can also strengthen our back muscles. If I were to get into a position where I round my back, that helps with stenosis. But as soon as I keep my chest upright and try to keep my back straight, you're strengthening your back muscles as well. There are many different types of muscle pain that people get in the lower back, and this resting posture relieves most of those muscles and the development of trigger points in the muscles. The third benefit is for hip pain. Very often, most people do not flex their hips, especially if they're sitting all day. They don't have full range of motion of the hips, and this brings your hips into full range of motion and flexion, which can help with arthritis. This type of position also stretches the posterior capsule of the hip, allowing the joint to have more freedom inside the hip itself. Which brings us to the fourth benefit, which is pelvic floor muscles. You've heard of Kegels. This is another way to stretch and exercise your pelvic floor muscles. If you're pregnant or old, the wider you get your stance, the better off your health will be in the pelvic floor. The fifth benefit is going poop, or pooping, or going number 2. Who does number 2 work for? There's a muscle that wraps around the backside of the colon called a puborectalis. And in this position, that muscle relaxes and allows the colon to get rid of all the poop. The sixth and final benefit of resting in a fully squat position like this is mobility. And this mobility is for our ankles, our hips, our lower back, and our knees. Now, of course, most people can't do this, so let me show you some modifications of how you can develop the ability to do just this. All right, now how do you properly do a squat? First thing you want to do is make sure that your feet are wide apart. Not super wide, but not close together. The goal is to not have a narrow stance, but one wide enough so that it feels like when you go into the squat, your butt is dropping into the hole. Think of it this way. If you were gonna go number 2, if you were gonna poop, you don't want the poop getting all over your shoes. So you wanna spread the shoes apart so that your feet are wide enough so that that stuff could just sit there in the middle. That description was probably so vivid that you'll never forget it. Good, because that's how you learn. Now, for most people, they haven't been squatting all their life, so their ankle mobility is very limited. So what you can use is one of these sticks. And this is just a stick here. It's a broom handle. You see? That's all you need. And I'm sure you have one. If you don't have one, then get one. And what you'll do is you'll put your heels on this. This raises your heels and takes the ankles a little bit out of the equation so you can develop some flexibility in your ankles. Over time, eventually you'll be able to take away that heel lift. Also, if your knees are unable to bend fully, then you can get some of these. Now these are very simple. I'll just put links down below to where I got them on Amazon. I'm an Amazon affiliate, but you can get these at any sporting goods store. And what these are, it says knee sports, and these support your knees. These are what catchers use in the game baseball. Do yourself a favor and watch on YouTube George Carlin's comparison between the game of baseball and the sport of football. In baseball, they wear a cap. In baseball, they play in a park. In baseball, they go home. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm making a video about George Carlin.
Did he die?
No, George Carlin told the truth.
Dead.
He's already dead, but he told the truth. All right. You just simply attach them, they wrap around here through your ankles, and they give you a little support so you put your butt on here so your knees won't feel fully flexed, and that way it is much easier on your knees. A good way to protect your knees is to hold on to a doorknob. It's very easy, especially as you get older. You can't do these extreme ranges of motion, so holding on to a doorknob and squatting down is much easier on your knees. Now, how often should you be doing this resting squat exercise? The answer is every single day, 7 days a week. Now, at first, you may not be able to do it for very long, so I would suggest little increments of 20 seconds at a time, 30 seconds. You'll build up, but you should be able to, just as I did in this video, just sit there in a squat position for 5 minutes at a time and not really have any problems with it. But you have to understand that it takes time to build up to that. This isn't something I just started yesterday. Some people find it's beneficial to do, let's say, 20 seconds in the morning, 20 seconds in the middle of the day, and 20 seconds later in the day, and then do it 3 times a day, just a little bit more frequently. Some people find more benefit doing it that way. But what you want to do is build up to the point where you can hold it in that position and be rested for 5 minutes, and you will notice tremendous benefits from the resting squat position.